Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love that love reacting to the Bad Batch.
Yes, and we're like on a big cliffhanger right now.
Yeah, so this is season 3, episode 1 that we're diving into today, the final season. And you can see all of our reactions for this series in a playlist down below in the description of this video. Also got a playlist for our Clone Wars reactions. We checked out that whole series as well. And you can get early ad-free access on Patreon. Links in the description of the video.
Yeah.
Ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Shuttle 135 to 10 to space. Do you copy? Affirmative 135. What is your status?
On final approach, but visibility is limited.
You're cleared for landing. Stay on course. Mayday, mayday! Our systems are unresponsive. Do you copy? I can't restore power. We're going down.
They're awfully calm for like hearing that the ship's going down.
Yeah, they are.
They're just like, just another Tuesday.
I would definitely not be that calm.
Right?
TK-343 to base. Do you copy? We have to get moving. There are creatures in this jungle. Relax. The lurker hounds keep them at bay. Not this far out. We need them.
TK-343 to base. Send
Look at this little
backup.
beast.
What's that?
Why hasn't the shuttle arrived yet?
Sir, the vessel crashed in Sector 4. Should I send a recovery team?
It's already too late.
If they're past the perimeter, then they're as good as dead.
Good morning, Omega. How are you feeling today?
Like a prisoner. I want to leave.
Prisoner, Omega. You are no such thing.
Oh, right.
It will take time to adjust, but you will acclimate. It is far safer in here than out there. Come, we have much to do.
Man, how beaten down Crosshair looks.
You didn't even see her.
And now I need to take a blood sample from you.
From me? Why?
The samples are used for various research projects. All of us serve a purpose here. It won't hurt.
Can you at least tell me where my brothers are?
I do not know.
If you're a clone like me, how come I never saw you on Camino?
Because I was sent elsewhere until Dr. Hemlock took me under his wing. He saw potential in me, like Nala Say sees in you.
I never knew that I had a sister.
Not the same thing.
It's nice not being alone.
Head to the lab. Nala Say is expecting these.
See, because Hemlock, if he left, would kill you. Whereas Namsay wants Omega to be free. Like, not a prisoner here.
Also, I think the potential that he saw in you was a disturbing willingness to go along with his evil plot.
Right?
Not a talent, but an inhumanity that he resonated with.
Thank you, Omega. Omega, your sample was taken.
Emery said it was routine.
Of course. Oh, deleting it.
Why are you discarding it?
Tell no one. It is safer this way.
This research, it's not like what we did on Camino, is it?
No, it is not.
I don't understand. Why did they bring me here?
To ensure that I cooperate, the Empire seeks the reproduction of a genetic M count. But the experiments on the specimens have yet to yield the desired result.
What specimens? You mean the clones?
No, not the clones.
How nice to see you reunited with your trusted assistant. I'm sure Omega's presence here will only strengthen your efforts. Shall we head to the vault?
See to your remaining tasks.
You have to stay as far away from that guy as possible.
Intense security.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Phrase it exactly that way, too.
A bit overkill, isn't it? Jesus, how many lasers? Oh, you dick.
Nope, so those are definitely his experiments out there in the wild. The ones that were failed. What'd you stick?
Like a hay or straw
Yeah.
from the ground. That's a great
I
question.
betcha. You still won't eat the food, huh? I don't blame you. Yeah, I saved you some of mine.
Oh, Omega. That was pretty nice.
Definitely looked like she just gave him chicken McNuggets.
Right?
I'll bring you more tomorrow. Crosshair, I tried to come earlier, but there are too many guards watching me.
You shouldn't be down here at all.
Well, how else are we going to plan an escape?
There is no we. And there is no escape. I've already tried.
Every stronghold has a weak point. Maybe I can convince Emery to help. She's one of us.
Not every clone is your ally. You trust too easily.
Maybe you don't trust enough.
He wasn't always your ally.
Crosshair?
Remember?
Just go before you make things worse for both of us.
There has to be a way out of here. I'll find it.
Messing with his nerves somehow or something like that? Is his hand like shaky or? I mean, it could just be
Any number of things.
yeah, fear and everything, but still. Aww.
Good morning, Omega.
Good morning.
Let's begin.
Still no acknowledgement from Crosshair when they pass. So every day they take blood, and every day it's gonna get destroyed. Yep.
I don't think they're gonna pick up on that.
Right? Give me my nuggets.
Betcha?
Oh.
K9X1! Hurry!
What is the issue?
Betcha's hurt.
LH-201 sustained injuries during the nightly patrol. If her wounds do not heal, the subject will be terminated.
Then do something to help her!
I am not a medical droid. It is not part of my programming.
Now look, I need to clean your wound for it to get better. It'll only hurt for a second, so put those teeth away and behave.
Good job, Mama Omega.
See? It's not so bad. I dressed Betcha's wounds as best as I could. At least
Oh,
she
she still
didn't
talks
bite
to
me.
Crosshair every day?
That's progress, right? If she doesn't get better soon, maybe I can steal a med kit from the lab and see if there's anything I can use.
Stop. What is your primary objective?
Escape?
Then stop wasting time on lost causes. Forget the Hound, forget me, and complete the mission.
Not without you.
If I get the chance to escape, I wouldn't think twice about leaving you behind.
She
You're
knows.
lying. You wouldn't do that. You're my brother.
I'm not them.
I'm not giving up, Crosshair. I won't let you either.
Omega, don't risk anything for me. I belong in here.
None of us belong in here. What's going on?
Surprise inspection. Standard procedure.
Where, doll?
We've been over this before, Omega. Personal items are forbidden. I'll dispose of it.
Don't! Please, Emery.
It is for your own good.
Explain how.
Come, we have work to do.
Personal items have emotion. You need to be emotionless in this job. Just build some droids then.
The Emperor should be pleased to be accomplished a successful transfer.
Not when the M count was severely diminished in the process. If we do not match or exceed the specimen's original count, it is a failure. If you cannot produce the desired results, I'll have to reconsider the freedoms I've given to your young assistant. I would hate to think you were intentionally delaying this advancement.
You should not question my loyalty to science, Doctor.
Of course. And we shall soon see if the Emperor is as understanding as I am.
Hey, Betcha. Look at you. You're almost at 100%.
Did you not read the scanning orders for the day? LH-201 has been slated for termination.
What?
What? Why? She's healed.
The creature's recent domesticated disposition has been deemed a liability.
That's my fault, not hers.
It is protocol.
Let go!
Security alert.
Nice! Even better. The electric beat stick is a good thing to have.
Betcha, come! Now you need to run away and not come back, okay? And try not to bite anyone. I can't go with you yet. I have to get Crosshair first. Go on! Betcha, go!
Oh.
Breaking the rules, I see. And releasing a weak lurker hound into the wild. I didn't know you were so cruel, Omega.
Me, you were gonna terminate her.
And you believe your actions changed that outcome? Now, some rotations ago, one of our shuttles crashed just beyond this mountain. But that is not what killed them. No, it was the creatures that roam the jungle. Even our strongest lurker hounds struggle against what's beyond these walls. And your domestication of LH-201 only made her vulnerable.
You don't know she won't survive. She deserves a chance.
Of the flawed logic of an idealistic child. Emotion and sentiment have no place within these walls. You would do well to remember that.
Or what?
Doctor,
Ooh.
perhaps I should return Omega to her room.
You have more to say.
I know. You brought me here to make Nala say cooperate. You need her. She won't work for you if you hurt me.
Of course, I'm not gonna hurt you, Omega. Your friend in the detention block, however, may not be as fortunate.
Don't hurt Crosshair. He didn't do anything.
I did have plans for CT-9904 despite his resistance to re-education, but I'm willing to make a few sacrifices if your misbehavior continues. Actions always have consequences, sometimes not in the ways we imagine. Take her back to her room and restrict her access.
I can't wait until you get some consequences.
Go away.
Omega,
Please, just go.
Leaving the doll. Can she be trusted? Is there an actual human being inside there?
Questionable.
Oh no. Really setting the tone for this season.
But I was really glad that they showed us the hound at the end and that the noise we heard wasn't the hound like
Dying.
getting mauled
Yeah.
or hurt or something, but was rather like they're sort of, howl. They're like wolf howl. They're thank you to Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm still alive.
Miss you.
Hope
Mean
to
it.
join you one day. Well, you join me. Really.
Mm-hmm. Slow burn in this one. Just kind of like really feeling that loneliness and emptiness that Omega feels. So they did a really good job with that. And then Crosshair, just feeling like he is getting everything that he deserves for all of his actions. Like he made his bed, now he's lying in it, and so it's like in one sense, when you see it, like after everything Crosshair did, you kind of want him to get like, you're like, yeah, you deserve this, but then you see him turn. It's like, no, but he was like just going down the right path, and that's when he starts to get punished for it. And so they do a good job with, just Crosshair's whole journey. I think they've done a great job with.
You mentioned the like emptiness and the loneliness, and one way that it really seemed to, be demonstrated for me was when Omega was in that hallway talking to Crosshair, and I just realized I was like, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
Contrast that to what we would think of as like a prison cell or prison ward, like,
Mhm.
you know, there's constant noise, but like here are all these clones in this hallway, in this corridor of cells. There's not a sound.
Yeah.
Like that to me was so jarring, the silence of this place. Because, you know, we think of our lives, and I realized, I think maybe in this, why I hate silence too. Because like I never like silence. I always have to have like TV on in the background or ambient noise or music or just something. Like I don't like silence. And I think I kind of realized why. Because in this, like, our lives come with noise. There's always like the dogs barking, the coming and going of feet, doors opening, different TVs on. Like there's just always noise.
Mhm.
And so like the silence was just such an emptiness and a loneliness. And I was like, I guess this is why I hate silence.
See, you learned something about yourself from watching The Bad Batch.
Yeah, I did today.
Like you said, with I think Namaste or whatever, destroying the blood. How does she not think that that's not going to come back and bite her in the ass and that they won't realize it? I mean, Hemlock's got to really realize it at some point when he looks for like, hey, how are these? Checks the file for Omega or whatever.
My guess is she either A, doesn't care, like she knows that it could get her killed, and she's like, worth it, or she assumes that they're so lax in checking records that she can get away with it for a extended period without anyone knowing.
Okay.
And then what she does when they find out, well, that's probably something that she'll like cross that bridge when we get to it type of thing. But that is my guess, because there is no way that they are not going to know.
And so taking all their blood, it's got to be like a mix and match thing that they're looking for. And I mean, you'd think that they're all clones, right? So they should all have the same DNA.
They mentioned something about a gene. And so I think that's why it's like the few droplets of one blood are getting added to the vial of other blood. And I don't know what that relates to, but I wonder if it has something to do with like the obedience factor and the chip in the brain. If like essentially what they're programming for is some sort of hyper programmable person. They're like, they won't need a brain chip because whatever genetic sequencing they have will make them super susceptible to something that can guide them, or it will just make them very obedient somehow. That's my guess.
Okay. Hemlock's right. Actions do have consequences. Like I said, I really just can't wait for him to face some big consequences for all his actions.
Yeah, it was funny to me how he was able to say that to Namaste with such conviction and like clearly belief in what he was saying and the warning that it would impose on her. And all I could think is, dude, you are thick in the head to not think that what you're doing here is gonna have consequences. Like it
glorious consequences.
It baffles me sometimes, like, and we hear this in real life too, where like somebody says something and like the hypocrisy of their words, you're like, how are you not aware of how you fit into this picture right now? And like somehow he just miraculously doesn't realize how actions having consequences could somehow pertain to him. I will say I do like how Namaste is communicating with Hemlock. You know, she said, how could you question my loyalty to science? Not my loyalty to you or to the Empire, but she spoke the truth in a way that would allow her to sound convincing while also allowing Hemlock to hear what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So she's playing a good political game right now to keep herself and I think to keep Omega alive.
You know, it's interesting. I didn't really have pets growing up. You know, like some fish and chameleons. None of them lasted very long, so I was just terrible taking care of them. And they're like, you know, kind of animals that don't really live very long. I never really got too emotional or when anything like happened to like an animal. It's not like I liked it or anything like that. And I wasn't a psychopath, but it's not like, you know, it really like didn't really have like a huge effect on me. But ever since we, you know, started dating Bethany and then we moved in together, she brought her dogs and then became more of a dog person. Now, you know, we have Bucky and Foxy, obviously. Now it's just like It's just so much more empathy, and like anything bad happens to any sort of like animal on here, I was like, no, like, oh, like you just met this. What was the name of it?
Like Fletcher's?
Yeah. We just met it, like, and didn't even have that much of an attachment, but hearing that it's gonna die and be terminated, and like its cries when it was howling, like all that, I was like, oh man, it was tough.
Yeah. I think they did a really good job introducing that character. Seeing the impact it has on Omega to have a friend, because like that's what she does, right? She makes friends wherever she goes, and so she's in a place where she can't really make friends, so she befriends the Hound. And then the terror and the horror of realizing that her befriending it and the domestication, their seeming domestication of it, is what was actually going to get it terminated. And I'm thrilled she was able to release her.
So do you trust Sister Scientist Clone anymore?
No.
Okay.
Never trusted her. Don't foresee it happening anytime soon.
Okay. So just that one kindness does not undo all the other mistrust we have for her.
No, for all I know, she put like some sort of tracking device in the doll or something. I don't trust her.
Okay. It's fair.
Best case scenario, we had a glimmer of her humanity. A glimmer.
So if you want to jump ahead to the next episode, then check out Patreon. We got the link down below in the description of this video. You can get a month ahead there and see our full watch-along reactions. Thanks for seeing our reaction for The Bad Batch, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.